Hey there, Chad Pasinetti here with Fello. I appreciate you reaching out to learn more about the platform. If you are a agent, team leader, or broker owner that is looking to improve the quality of their database and be able to identify listing opportunities from the contacts that you already have, you're at the right place. This is exactly what Fello does. We're a data and property intelligence company. We sit on top of every CRM platform that you have. We are not here to replace your CRM. We are basically kind of viewed as like the brain of your CRM. We will help you use data and property intelligence to be able to do everything that you're doing now, but just more efficiently. If you have a couple minutes, I did make a video that kind of goes over the foundation of the platform. I would really love to schedule some time to learn more about you and your business specifically. And that way we can do more of a customized demonstration of the platform and how we can help you and your team be able to close more deals this year. If you have time, go and check that out. Also, if you want to schedule some time, there's a link below to my calendar. Go ahead and throw some time on there. And I'd love to learn more about you and your business. And hopefully we'll connect soon. All right. Cheers. Hey everybody, Chad Pasinetti here with Fello. I know that you are extremely busy, and I know that a lot of times you don't have the ability to sit down for 45 minutes to go over an entire demonstration of our platform. So I want to shoot you a quick video. I'm just going to give you some details about the foundation of the company, and then obviously, if you still have interest, I'd love to be able to dive in. Show you the back end dashboard of the platform, and really customize the demonstration to your business needs. So what I want to start with today is to kind of go over a couple slides that really kind of builds the foundation of who Fello is, and how we can actually help individual agents or team leads or entire brokerages be able to convert more of their database into actual listings for a team. Okay, so a couple things I want to go over. Number one, so Fello is not a platform that was designed by techies, built by theory. Our company was built by Ryan Young. So Ryan runs the number one large real estate team out of Cleveland, Ohio. I think the number 15 across the entire country. They do about 500 transactions with about 15 agents. So they do massive volume. And a lot of that is due to the results that they're getting, from the Fello account. They built this to really focus on identifying ways to improve their listing strategy of their business. And in the past, their database is built from buying leads from Zillow, Realtor.com, PPC leads. They had farm leads. They had Sphere, past clients. But what they kept finding is that they kept losing transactions to other agents, and they didn't have the visibility into being able to see who was transacting with other agents, but also finding out why. And so Fello was launched to become the most powerful listing platform for real estate agents. In the last 3 years, we now have about 30,000 agents on the platform. We have about 1,500 teams. About 500 of those are the top, mega or large real trends teams, as well as we have about 50 of the top 100 teams in the entire real trends, rankings. So massive volume. We can help out, individual agents who are building a farm to, Robert Slack, who runs the largest team, in the country. Okay. One of the key factors that I want you to think about is that we have about 40 million contacts being ran through our platform at any given time. Why that's important is because of the data. We know exactly what is causing people to engage with marketing, what their behavior and activities are, as well as we have the ability to identify all the data features on what is the most likely contact to transact. When you have the ability to analyze what works and doesn't work on such a massive scale, we're able to identify best practices. We're able to optimize everybody's accounts. So very efficiently, we can make sure that your contacts are getting the right message at the right time. couple of things I want to go over is that most people, they want more listings, right? And a lot of times when you look for more listings, you're either buying leads, you're using traditional advertising, you're looking for referral partnerships, whether it's through like Zillow Flex or OpCity or Referral Exchange. But one of the things that you should remember is that your database should be producing the highest ROI out of all the marketing that you're doing. Okay, and in the reality, it's not. What we want to talk about today is the fact that your database should be your most valuable asset. When we look at the 40 contacts throughout the entire platform, one of the things that we found is that regardless of where your market is, 7% of your database will list their homes within the last 12 months. What that means is that if you have 10,000 contacts in your database, there's about 700 transactions that will happen in the next 12 months. If you have 1,000 contacts, there's going to be 70. Most people are missing out on those opportunities because they just have no idea that they're actually happening. Okay, there's property intelligence feature over here on the right. I will show you more about that down the road when we go to the actual dashboard. But one of the things that we find is that we're able to identify every single transaction that you guys are winning, whether it's with a listing or a buy transaction, but we also are connected to all national MLSs, public records, as well as mortgage data. So we can actually at any time give you a snapshot of exactly what you guys are winning, but we also have the ability to identify any opportunities where you and your team might have missed. And what I mean by that is somebody else has listed or helped that person sell. It's kind of a gut punch, but once you have that awareness, it will completely change your business, especially being able to hold your agent accountable. There are really 3 reasons why most people come to Fello and why they're not winning more listings out of their database. Number 1 is you're missing the property address of that specific contact. Nothing wrong with that. I'd probably say most databases have anywhere from only 5 to 15% of their database actually has a address attached to it. Now, is that address correct? That's what we can help you find out. A lot of times, you might have a contact in there that you guys helped buy a property maybe 3, 5, 7, 10 years ago. Do they still own that property? Do they sell to somebody else? We're going to be able to help you identify that. We help you identify what properties they own. That's going to give you massive insights into knowing so much more about that specific contact. And what I mean by that is when you have a database built up of a lot of times, buyer leads and PPC leads, a lot of times you only have a name, phone number, email address, and maybe some properties that are interested, and that's it. When you don't know the property address of what they own, you don't know if they're a local property owner that's looking to sell and buy in the same market. You don't know if they are a PPC lead that lives in a different city or state looking to move to your market. You don't know if their house is on the market, if it's pending, if it's sold, if it went expired. We're able to help you identify all that, and I'll go that show you in more detail in the future. You forget to follow up. There's nothing wrong with being extremely busy, but when you have thousands of contacts in your database, you do not have the ability to be able to follow up with everybody correctly. A lot of times people are setting up these automations through their CRMs. They are putting them on drip campaigns, and they're hoping for the spray and pray actions to produce results. The reality is they don't. They cause people to unsubscribe, they disengage, and a lot of times that's one of the reasons why you're missing out on opportunities. One of the things that we're able to do is we're able to make sure that we consistently have marketing being sent out to every single contact in your database. But the key to this is that we're making sure that they're receiving the right message at the right time. Okay, how do we do that? Again, we manage 40 million contacts in our database. We can test and know exactly what type of messaging needs to be sent to who based off the data that we have on that person. Don't know who to call. This is a huge one. Most agents and teams out there, they spend so much time in their database focusing on the wrong people. One of the things that I've found, I spent 7.5 years at Zillow. I ran a team for the last 5 years here in Bend, Oregon. One of the things that I learned is that about 85 to 90% of anybody's database or anybody who owns a home in your market, they have no interest in talking about buying or selling real estate. But agents, they spend a lot of time chasing those people. The messaging is about buying, it's about selling, it's about market updates. These people have no interest, and it's going to cause them to disengage. What we're going to help you do is we're going to help you identify who that 5 to 15% of your database is, who's most likely to sell in the next 3 to 9 months. Okay, again, 7% of your database is going to sell in the next year. We're going to help you be able to identify who that person is, so that way you and your team know exactly who to focus on. How do we do this? A couple things that we focus on is we want to make sure, number one, that we sync up your database. Okay, so we integrate with pretty much every single platform out there. It doesn't matter what CRM you work with. It doesn't matter if you have your contacts on your phone, in your computer, in your email, on a spreadsheet. We will get all those contacts uploaded into Fello. And once that happens, what we're going to do is we're going to enrich every single one of those contacts with massive amounts of data. Okay, we talked about finding the address and why that's so important. We're going to find the property addresses that all those contacts own. So this way you guys know who the property owners are, who the renters are, as well as who's in-state, in-market, or out-of-state property owner. Once we have that property address matched with that contact, that's when we can infuse that contact with hundreds of different data points. Again, we get all data from national MLSs, from public records, from mortgage data. So now, instead of having a database full of contacts that consist of a name, phone number, and email address, you now know who the homeowners are, you know who the renters are, you know if they own in your market, outside of your market, but also you have hundreds of other data points about that property, when they purchased it, all the details about their mortgage. And when you have all that data, we're able to make sure that based off of that data that we have, we're going to be able to push them through our automated marketing platform that uses AI to analyze all that data to decide what messaging is going to be most likely to help that person convert into a listing appointment for you and your team. Okay, and how do we do that? We basically have campaigns built out that we've tested. Again, we've tested these on 40 million plus different contacts. So we know what messaging should be sent to who, but also we're going to be looking at the frequency of when those messages actually need to be sent out. So we can speed it up, we can slow it down, but at the end of the day, we always make sure that the right message is being sent to the right person at the right time. And as we're analyzing all this data about your contacts, as well as analyzing all of the behavior and activity of how these contacts are engaging with the marketing that we're sending them, we're going to be able to provide you guys with what's called a lead score. Now, the lead score is going to analyze how likely that person is to transact. What we found is that if somebody hits a 70 or higher, they're most likely going to sell in the next 3 to 9 months. Okay. Obviously, everybody's database is different. Everybody received their contacts from different areas. Some people have different data about each contact. Some people have different listing strategies and how they're identifying who to go after. How they want their agents to follow the leads. I'd love to dive deeper into your database, into your business, and see how we can help you convert more of your database into more listings. I will jump into the actual platform here on another video to kind of walk you through our dashboard, how we analyze the contacts, how we build out the segments, how we market to the contacts you have, as well as how you can make sure that you always fully understand the quality of your database, but also what's happening in your database through our property intelligence. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that your database is as high of quality as possible. You have the best database hygiene, because that's the foundation of a successful business. If you have any more interest or any questions, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I would love to learn more about your business specifically and see exactly how we can help fill the gaps in your business to help you guys close more deals. Hope you have a great day and look forward to hopefully hearing from you soon.